What up, guys? You know who it is? It's your boy, John Mike, back again today with a review that I have been looking forward to doing for almost the last 2 years because I have owned this MPC Key61. It has been a part of my arsenal for 24 months or more, really more than that. But I've had it for 2 years, so I've been meaning to do a review on it, but I really wanted to learn this instrument and put it through its paces before I really kind of dug in and show you guys, because you know how it is. When you get something, you pull it out the box and you start playing with it for the first like 15, 20 minutes. You're like, yo, this is dope. And it's like the dopest thing ever. But it's not until you've had it for a little while that you always, kind of really figure out how it fits into your workflow, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Is it useful? Do you get daily use out of it? Whatever the case may be. And so such is the case with this particular keyboard. So I have, after 2 years of ownership, and kind of digging into the MPC ecosystem and stuff like that, I have some objective opinions about it that I want to share with you guys today. All right. So as far as this board is concerned, I consider the MPC Key and the Key37, the key part of it, to probably be the most innovative standalone music production keyboard in 15 years. The only thing that I can think of that is close to what this was is this company, this like boutique company that was out years and years ago called, I think it was called Open Labs, and they had this two joints called the Nico and the Miko. I think that's what it was called. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong about that. But that was the closest thing to what we had in what we're seeing today with the MPC Key. This is like a standalone situation that lets you kind of create and record and mix and master an entire song, record, whatever, start to finish. You could do it all in this board. I mean, it has like the MPC pads, of course, so you can do the drums, you can do all of those things like that. Plenty of like MPC kits and things that you got. All the MPC drums, you could be able to do all of that stuff like that. But it also has thousands upon thousands of sounds built in. And you can create your own because it has basically its own plug-in system built into the board itself, its own ecosystem of like more than a dozen different plugins. And we'll go through some of those here in a minute. Now, before I dig in too deep, let me drop this quick disclaimer on you guys. This, again, as I said, this board, I've owned it for 2 years. Kai didn't send this to me. I bought this with my own money. $1,600 of my own hard-earned dollars went into this. So this is a totally honest review. I'm going to tell you what's great about it, and I'm going to tell you what's not so great about it and what I think it can be improved and where I think it can grow. It also has a built-in audio interface, 2 channels here where you can see where you have like ins and outs, XLR and combo jacks, all of that built in. And it has like some CV gates, some standard MIDI, and all of those other things like that. It has 2 USB ports on it, so you can actually plug up external drives, external keyboards, whatever you want to do, you can plug it up to this, and it's pretty much plug and play. And I've tested it with a bunch of different MIDI controllers over the last couple of years, and it works just fine. I don't have to install a driver or do anything special. It's literally just plug it up and play. Storage wise, it has a 32 gig hard drive in it for storage of your internal samples and sounds and all of those things like that. Splice integration where you can build those things out. But it also has like 4 gigs of RAM on it. And what's really dope, on the bottom of it, I won't lift it up, there is a hard drive caddy where you could plug up like a external drive like this. Like this is like a external SSD that I have. It's got a terabyte on it. I could easily put this in the bottom and expand my storage to unlimited totals. So that things like that just make this board like the complete package. Well, almost complete. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's almost complete in just a minute. But the almost complete package for if you're a producer, beat maker, whatever the case may be. Again, the thing that I love the most about it is the fact that it has like these built-in sounds. It has thousands of them, and it has like these plugins that are really, really crazy, with instruments. Like you got Fabric that has like Omnisphere type sounds. dope stuff with fabric, but you've also got hype that comes with it, and hype has some dope stuff. It's another synth. Just different types of sound that you can think of are built into this sub basic. Woo! Super dope. Love stuff like that. Sounds, op6, tube synth. I could keep going through this, but what I love about it as well is it has a built-in piano plugin that sounds really, really good. But what's dope about it is not the fact that it's just piano and presets. You got different models. So you have like the C7, right? But then you can switch it to a Steinway. Right? But you can also switch it to an upright. You know what I'm saying? But you can go to the workstation type keyboard. Almost sounds like the M1 type piano. Super dope. And so you have all of these different models loaded in here. And then you have all of my favorite word, tweakability in here that you can use, from changing the age of the piano to changing the lid, all of the things you would expect from like a piano plugin. Built-in effects like delay, reverb. I really like the fact that you can even add in, like noise, like the record noise. And I can over accentuate it so you can really hear it. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted to build like a nice little lo-fi piano, you could easily, you know what I'm saying, like add some flutter to it. You know what I'm saying? And then you could come in and then you could take all of like the low out of it, make it thin. Super dope with sound design and all of those things like that and all of the tweakability. But the piano just doesn't stop there. You got the EP as well, like a studio EP that's kind of like the same vibe, where you got suitcase Rhodes, and I can go in and change my models to a whirly. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Planet. It's like having Keyscape in the board. You know what I'm saying? So you got different types. You know what I'm saying? And then of course you got like all of your tremolo effects and stuff that you can build in. And you can change the rate. You can make the mix of it. You can change the depth. You know what I'm saying? Super crazy like that. And it's really inspiring to even look at. They got an organ built in for all you gospel heads, you know, that know about the organ. It's trash. Not even inspiring enough for me to play it. It's cool. Sounds like the organ at my grandma's house back in the day that I learned how to, you know, play around on, whatever. Strings, I could keep going. There's a bunch of sounds: drum synth, studio strings, mellotron, bass line. There's so many different plugins that you can use in here, and that's just the sounds. You've also got like mixing plugins that you can build in as well to be able to kind of lock in and be able to create just with that standpoint or whatever. So one of the things I love about it is that it takes the stress and the complication out of recording. That is the best thing about this board. Apart from the sounds, apart from the drums, apart from the fact that it's an MPC, it's just the fact that it takes the friction out of trying to create and arrange and get down and dirty. So if you find a sound or something that you're playing with or a progression or whatever that kind of tickles your fancy, you can just kind of get down and dirty and start recording at the drop of a hat. You don't have to wait on a DAW to load up. You don't have to wait on, plugins to pull up. You don't have to open up a template and wait for Logic to get loaded and then get into. No, if you're in the mood, if you're in the creative space, you can get down and record. So like, for instance, I'll open up my pack. I have an expansion pack, shameless plug. Check out the expansion pack. All of the sounds that I've created with this board in the last couple of years are in that pack. You can check that out. Link is in the description. But if I go in here into my pack as an example, and I go into the presets that I've created, it's over 25 of them. And let's just choose something simple like my simple pop brush. You know what I'm saying? And let's just say I was inspired. You know what I'm saying? I can easily just kind of like, yo, that's kind of crazy. I think I want to lock in with that. I can go over here to tap tempo, 1, 2, 3, 4, hit record. You know what I'm saying? I can jump over here to my trap kit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Add some hi-hats. Woo! And then I can, so I don't get lost in there and like start building the whole track right here in front of you guys, which you probably would want to see. I want to continue this video though. That said, all of the dope things out of the way about it, there are some things that are really problems for me, and I have to be honest with you guys about this. And one of the major drawbacks about this keyboard is actually the keyboard, the keys themselves. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you. These keys feel awful, god awful, just in my opinion. You can go up to Guitar Center wherever and play one for yourself, but they feel absolutely horrible. It won't translate on this video because I have like some noise gates and stuff going on or whatever, but it just feels awful. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely awful. You won't be able to hear it, but I'll put this video up real quick that I recorded so you guys can be able to hear exactly how this keyboard sounds. So as you can see, it's loud and ugly. It's clicky, clacky. I mean, so clicky, clacky for the price of what I'm spending for this, especially since the fact that Akai is owned by In Music, who owns M Audio. They own Alesis. You know what I'm saying? So I would expect like a way better keybed, even if they did some cross-pollination with these companies. I know I would. I'd be like, hey, y'all need to like lock in with M Audio. They ain't doing nothing anyway. M Audio ain't dropped a keyboard in like 5-6 years. So yeah, get them, put some of their beds. They got some good beds and a few of their boards. I would just do that because this is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But even apart from the clicky clackiness of it, the velocity response on it isn't good either. Especially when you're playing like piano stuff, when you're playing like synth stuff, you know what I mean? Stuff like you're playing that kind of stuff, you can do that kind of stuff all day, and it's not going to be, it's not going to bother you. The clicky clacky might, but like velocity response is not going to really bother you. But when you start playing like piano, EP, things that need to be like kind of velocity accurate, it leaves a lot to be desired. What I found myself doing is when I need to like actually play piano, I have like you might can see it, you probably can see it behind me. I have this Roland A88 fully weighted joint, and I just MIDI it up to this in the back and play the piano off of it. Piano sounds amazing on here, but I would MIDI it to another board to play it to get the full like flavor and playability out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it just doesn't do well for that side of thing. And again, still with the key bed, these keys aren't full size keys. These are like short keys, especially the black keys, the white keys, all of this. These aren't full size keys, so they don't play like full size keys. It doesn't lend well to dynamic playing for depending on people's hand size. I have really big hands, so you know what I'm saying. Like it just makes it really awkward when I'm trying to play on these little bitty micro keys or what have you. I don't like that. That's my least favorite part of it. Now, pro of it is it has aftertouch. Do with that what you will. But it just doesn't lend well to really good playing. And that's if you got to know that going into it, getting it. This is not something because of the clicky clackiness that you're gonna be like having to have in your bedroom, and like your significant other is in the room up like late night trying to produce something because you got this idea while you was in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna wake everybody in the house up with all of the noise on this keyboard. For real, for real. Now, my second and other major grievance with this is actually the MPC software. MPC 3 is not without its own bugs. All of those things are well documented online across, forums and other creators that have spoken their piece about the MPC 3 software. It has a lot of limitations. The sound library limits you. You're locked into their ecosystem. And I said this in my MPC XL video. I have the same exact grievances with it that I stated in that video. There is no third-party VST support. And I know people say that I'm kind of whining about that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, bro, just plug it up to your computer. The problem is I don't want to plug it up to my computer. I love this so much. I love it so much. I want you to hear me. Stop typing because you're already typing a paragraph. You ain't listening to nothing I'm saying. You trying to type, because I said something about third party VSTs. You already typing your response. Listen, I love this keyboard. I love the ecosystem. The problem is I love it so much that I want more out of it than it can give me. You know what I'm saying? That it's then they meant for it to give to me. So I think it's so amazing that I can get down and dirty, record at a drop of a hat. I got a list of sounds. They got some third party stuff, not some third party stuff, but some expansions that they make in their own ecosystem, but they lock you into this ecosystem. And the only way to use anything else outside of this ecosystem, like Omnisphere, I know that's one of my favorite, VSTs, Keyscape, stuff that I've developed my own stuff. I'm a developer, Peculiar Sounds, Juice, you know what I mean? Loop Elements, check those out. Links down in the description. But I want to be able to bring those into this ecosystem, stand alone. I don't want to plug my computer up, you know what I'm saying, to it via USB, you know what I'm saying, and try to like work with the MPC software on my computer. That sucks. Like, why would I want to do that? I want to work here. I'm here. Now I done built this whole track and I want to add a lead sound that I know will fit this track. I got to plug it up to my computer now, and I got to go in and try to, find that sound or whatever, or sample it in. I got to go through the process of sampling all of the sounds that I love, which are thousands of them, into this unit to be able to use. That's a thing, but that would just take way too much time, what I'm saying, to be able to do. Also, the same standpoint of maybe plugging my computer up and then recording it as audio. That's an option, definitely. But at the same time, it's not the ideal situation. Again, I am here in this ecosystem and I want to stay in this ecosystem. I want to work in this ecosystem. I don't want to plug my computer up to it in any way, shape, form, or fashion because I love the workflow so much that it is a buzzkill and a drag to have to do that. The same goes for like exporting files. Once I finish this track over here, and let's say I want to export it out, send it to someone, send it out to mix, send it out to, other musicians or producers to add their piece to it. Then I have to go through this whole process of exporting the stems or exporting the 2-track to a drive, unplugging the drive, plugging it up to my computer. It's just a drag. Something like Dropbox support would be phenomenal. Google Drive support. Right now, it's a 7 out of 10 for me for those reasons. And the fact that the keybed is just god awful. God awful. But we shall see where this goes. Just my opinion, just my 2 cents. I'm just a guy on the internet running my mouth. Who cares? I love this board. I think it's still viable and dope, even as it is. Again, I call it a 7 out of 10. Only deducting points for keybed and for software functionality. You know what I'm saying? We get those things, it's 10 out of 10. But I still think, regardless of all of that, this is the best thing we've had in the keyboard world in well over a decade. That's my take. Let me know what you guys think down in the description of this video. Hit the like button, share button, drop a comment. Talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.